I'm Angela V. Shelton.
And I'm her very best friend, Frances Sexy Pants Callier, and we are Frangela.
And welcome to another episode of Frangela's Idiot of the Week.
Week.
Exposing it stupid, mocking it for your pleasure.
Yes, we are.
And ours. Mm-hmm. We're very excited. We have an update, first of all. Thank you, we want to say, to Admiral Robert M. for this update. You might remember, I don't know how long ago, a few weeks ago. And because it was on the news, a lot of people carried the story, including the LA Times and everybody who carries AP stories.
Right.
The story of the woman, the dentist in Poland, who ripped out all of her ex-boyfriend's teeth.
Yes. Well, now it appears that story is a hoax.
It was a hoax.
Okay?
And
we were taken in by, we were lulled by the siren sound of that story.
Anna Makowiak.
Yes.
All right? And literally, that was the name of this dentist. And I believe she may have won.
Yeah.
She may even have won, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, we just want to give you that update. And this is the problem with media today. When everybody's only printing one story and nobody's checking. We do the best fact-checking we can here at Frangela.
We do. We try to bring you the truth. And you know what? And
stories like this
and we correct them.
It upsets us. It upsets us. So there now, thank you for letting us know.
Yes.
And also, this is from this is a special Army of the Anti-Dumb Investigative report from Sergeant Joshua J. Thank you, Joshua. I love it when people do this.
Yes.
People who've been listening, they go, because we've had a couple people go to Port St. Lucie. If you've been a listener or watcher of this podcast or of us when we had our radio show doing Idiot of the Week, you will know that Port St. Lucie is a stupid cluster.
It is.
And we've had a couple people go who've written to us and been like, I was driving by and I saw the sign for Port St. Lucie and I just had to turn off and go through.
Yeah.
And they've sent us pictures and apparently there's a nuclear reactor there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, see, now it's starting.
Now it all comes together.
But Joshua J., there was a spate of Taco John's Idiot of the Week stories a few years ago, and he felt compelled when they were driving through an area at Williston to go to Taco John's and take a picture of himself, and that's Joshua looking so scared,
frightened.
He says it was a terrible. It was actually a really scary experience apparently because there aren't Taco John's here.
No, they're not.
So we didn't know what they're like. He said it was the most uncomfortable fast food experience I've ever had. There were a group of dejected-looking workers smoking near the dumpster and eyeing my car.
Inside the restaurant was filled with only seedy men in their 50s,
and there was no ambient music.
None.
Which made it even weirder. That's like that weird, like, what's that horror film where like Suspiria. What is this? Suspiria.
Suspiria.
Oh, there's like they don't play music. It's deadly quiet during the crazy murder times, and then they play crazy music at normal times. So it's like it's fucked up. It's like that. Thank you, Joshua J., for checking out the Taco John's.
And the story, just so you know, that he's referring to is this was when a 24-year-old man turned himself in because he threw a 2.5-foot long rat snake through the restaurant's drive-through window. Okay?
Yeah, he didn't manage your expectations of your fast food experience, people. But this is one of our favorites because we were like, first of all, why do you have a snake in the car just at the ready?
Yes. And you know what? And also the other thing is that if you're working at the drive-through window, you do not deserve having a fucking snake thrown on you.
I'm just thinking these people need
for $7.75 an hour.
Hell no. That pay. You could not get me to work at a drive-through.
No.
I'd waterboard me all day long, but I'm not working no drive-through. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Joshua, for checking it out. Let's get started on our idiots because we're already in such trouble. This is from Admiral Robert M. Mm-hmm. This is so stupid. Man sold stolen game console and the victim actually accidentally bought it back.
Okay. So 29-year-old Jen Yasuda swiped his friend's games console and then he took it to sell it, okay?
At some, game place.
Right. And then he sold it and then the friend's son went to replace the stolen game console and ended up buying his actual one that they owned.
Yeah, he bought it and then he realized it was the same make and the serial number was the exact same. So, of course, they keep records of who sold them things. So this is how long it took to investigate that. That's the serial number? Oh, you want Jen.
Yeah.
Your friend? Don't steal it all, but don't steal from your friends. And you may have to go a little out of your way when you're a criminal.
Yeah. You may have to drive like 8 blocks away.
You got to go to a store that they're not going to go to. Okay? You have to get distance between you and the motherfucking crime. I'm so sick of that kind of shit happening. if you are showing your ID at any point in your crime, you're busted. Yeah. Turn yourself in.
Mm-hmm. This is from
Bros Ninja.
Yes.
And he got it from Catchin05 with a K from Twitter. This is on Twitter, and this is basically, we've been saying it, the zombie apocalypse is coming.
Yes.
Let's just read these.
Okay.
On 5/16, so on May 16th of this year, a MacArthur High School hazmat situation in Florida. Teachers and students have to be decontaminated. They all break out in some kind of mysterious rash.
Right. 5/19, no confirmation on chemical at Fort Lauderdale International Airport.
That happened. So on the 21st, they said that police say that a man bites a woman in Westchester. Man, not dog, bites a woman.
Okay, on 5/23, I-285 reopens after hazmat incident.
Another hazmat incident that they're not specific about. Same day, a man bites his cousin's nose off.
Yes. The day later, second Broward school reports mystery rash.
Then on the 25th, hazmat called after kids exposed to pesticide on bus.
Yes. All right, and then 5/25, disoriented passenger subdued on flight in Miami.
Then on 5/26, naked man allegedly eating victim's face, shot and killed by Miami police. That you might remember that from last week.
Right.
And then on the same day, Florida doctor spits blood at highway patrolman after DUI arrest. This was all in the same week and all in Florida.
Something's going on in Florida, y'all.
We have been saying it for years, and now we need you to write your Congress people, your senators, and get somebody on this.
There is a problem, and we have got to report it.
It's not going to stay in Florida.
No, it's not
going to stay in Florida.
It's not.
We're going to get hit.
And then when it starts coming up the country, then you'll be like, Frangela said it.
We told you. If you see people being bitten randomly, get out that city.
Yeah.
And don't drink any of the water.
Just don't drink
the water. And finally, this is New York. A New York landlord is suing a tenant for causing water leaks and foul odors. How did that happen?
Because the tenant was running a fish farm in his apartment. Y'all. Christopher Toole.
47.
He's 47. Violated his lease by running a non-profit operation.
What's it called? The Society of Aquaponic Values and Education.
Yes.
Or Crazy Stupid.
Yes. But he's been growing tilapia and other fish
in his apartment.
Tilapia is a delicious fish.
I don't know if it is when it comes from Christopher's apartment. I mean, when you tell me fresh water, I think you mean out of your house,
out of the bathtub,
right?
You know, this never even occurred to me that you grow
your
own food.
You know why? You know why? Because you can't. That's why it didn't occur to you, because you can't. You cannot, in fact, have a fish farm.
I have never heard of.
You know why? Because you're sane and you're not stupid. And you never say to yourself, you know what, you can get you those little plants where you hang out your window, grow a tomato vine, and you can do the indoor. They have those hanging upside down one in the catalog on the airplane.
Yeah, you can have one fish tank.
But you can't breed, you can't have a fish store. He was selling this shit online.
Yeah.
And you cannot do that. Also, I'm confused about, is it a nonprofit or a business? Because selling out, to me, he's violating some rules here. But of all the stupid, that's the least important.
Yeah.
People, it's like the man who tried to have the gas station in his apartment.
Yes. Yeah, you can't, I know times are tough, but you're going to have to figure something else out. Some other hustle.
I would even be okay.
But that's a good ass hustle.
No, it's disgusting and wrong.
It's a fish hustle.
Listen to you. I would rather that he had like a kiddie pool in his parking space. Okay, that he put a tent over. Like, you cannot have a fish farm. You can't have any kind of farm in your house.
Yeah,
if you live in an apartment and you've given up the right to farm.
Not even a saving a house. This is an apartment.
You've given up. This is why that's when Green Acres, why they had to leave. See, if they could have stayed in the apartment and just brought the animals and grass there, then everybody would have been happy.
Well, you know what I say to myself? Maybe he's got an idea here because no, Angela, because it must be profitable.
No, you're assuming it's profitable because, again, you're thinking with this rational, intelligent mind. But what I'm telling you is that he hasn't made no goddamn money off of this.
Okay, somebody needs to write us about fish farming and let us know.
No, I think we've had too many idiot stories. It's starting to affect you.
What? I think fish farming is brilliant.
I'm Angela Misha.
I'm Francis Sexy Pants. Want to be a fish farmer, Calia.
Thank you for watching another episode of Frangela's Idiot of the Week.
Wait.
You can't do that. You can't do that. If you even try to do that, I'm going to kill every one of those fish.